In 2015, an estimated 15.1% of Americans smoked, 75.7% smoke daily, and 24.3% smoke some days. The majority of people know a smoker or is a smoker. I don't know everything about the tobacco history, but I do know some from a research project. Today I will talk to you about the history of tobacco. I will discuss where it originated from and the progression of the industry. First, let's talk about the American Indians and how they used tobacco. The American Indians used tobacco for religious and medical reasons. According to Native American Annette Roots, the archaeological evidence suggests that Indian people in the Andes region of South America began to domesticate and cultivate tobacco about 7,000 years ago. American Indians used pipes to smoke tobacco. Some of them have animals on the front displaying them and its guardian spirits. Also, there's faces that represent dead people, and when they smoke from the pipe, it connects them to the spirit of the dead person. The American Indians also believe it's a spiritual offering. So when the elder gives them advice, they offer him tobacco. And when wild plants are collected for ceremonies, they give the wild plant spirits tobacco. And for fires, for sweat lodges, they give tobacco to the fire. It's an important aspect to them spiritually. Now that we've discussed the first usage of tobacco, we're going to talk about James Bonsack changing everything by inventing the cigarette machine. James Bonsack was given the challenge to create a machine that would roll cigarettes. Before he had made this machine, all cigarettes were rolled by hand. So when cigarettes became more popular, more people wanted pre-rolled cigarettes. So they wanted a machine that could make it because they could only make 4 per minute. The first machine that was created by him could roll up to 200 per minute, which was a really big change for the industry. By 1880, everyone used his machine instead of hand rolling them. Even though his machine was a very big success, not everyone was on board at first. Companies were reluctant to invest in the machine, says Learn NC, because the buyers were viewed as only wanting hand-rolled cigarettes. So the companies didn't want to invest in something that none of their buyers would buy. And the hand rollers despised them because it was taking up all their jobs. So when mechanics would fix machines when they were broken, they would give them death threats. Now that we've discussed the usage of tobacco and the creation of the cigarette machine, let's discuss the Philip Morris Company creating the Marlboro brand. In 1924, the highly successful Marlboro brand was created. The cigarettes were aimed at women smokers, says SuccessStory.com. So it was the first time anyone had directed cigarettes specifically for women, but it failed until marketed for men. The advertisements had a man with tattoos and cigarettes on his arms. The company was a singular store at first in London's Bond Street. It was run by Philip Morris in 1847. A decade later, the person in charge of it changed, and it was now known as Philip Morris International. We all are aware that cigarettes are bad for your health. The brand aimed to decrease health risk of smoking, so they invested $500 million in a factory that would do exactly that. In conclusion, you are now educated on the history of tobacco. The tobacco history is interesting, and you have learned many aspects. You now know about how the American Indians used it, how James Bonsack changed everything by creating his machine, and how the Marlboro brand was created. The history of tobacco is interesting, and more people should be aware of it.